Hi guys, welcome back to Honoring God. I am Laura. I am so excited to be back on YouTube. We're going to talk about Jesus and gymnastics today, as the title says, and really just about the lessons that I learned from gymnastics this week. Like, I am not a gymnast, but I liked watching it on the Olympics. My goal for this channel has always been to just be honest and real and open conversations for parents as they are trying to raise kids to know Jesus. And so when I have these kinds of thoughts, when Jesus says these things to me, I just want to hop on here and share it with you so that, it can be helpful for you too. So Jesus and gymnastics, the Olympics were the last couple weeks, and I watched the Olympics in prime time. I love the Olympics, so I was watching it in prime time. But unfortunately, because it was a 12-hour difference or so, I already knew what was going to happen, right? Because they were showing it on clips in the Today Show in the morning, and it's all over the internet, all of that. So it was just funny to me sitting down to watch the Olympics, and I see Jade Carey, and she's just sobbing because she's, goofed up her routine. She's not going to medal. And in my head, I'm like, oh, don't worry, you're going to get a gold medal tomorrow, And in that moment, God just spoke to me and was like, yes, yes, listen up. In our town, we're getting ready to go back to school. And I have been so wound up just in returning my kids to school and COVID and all of these things, and just getting nervous and kind of working in my own self instead of looking to God and what God has in store. And God has already planned it. He already knows, hey, tomorrow you're going to win the gold medal. You don't have to freak out today. And I do not blame her one bit. I would have been right there with her. But it was weird to see it from the future, if you will, that we could see it already. We knew she was going to win the gold. All the gymnasts go up before they get on the apparatus and they just want to throw up. They're so nervous, or they're breathing deeply, and it's it's okay. You don't have to be nervous. You're going to do great, and just, yeah, let that speak to you. God has already got this. You don't have to be nervous. You are going to be great. And I know that there's so much to be nervous about and worried about. And I'm not saying everything will be easy or that we'll always win the gold, but I do know that God has it. Hebrews 13:5 says, God has said, never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. So we say with confidence, the Lord is my helper. I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? Isaiah 55:8-9, my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. And then this one's a favorite, everybody quotes this, but it's so good. Jeremiah 29:11-13. I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to give you hope and a future. Then you will call upon me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all of your heart. Other verses, I'm not going to read, but you can look them up. 1 Corinthians 2:4, Deuteronomy 31:6-8, John 16:33, and Joshua 1:9 are all good ones. So don't panic. God's got this. I know it's hard. I know it's scary. I know all the things are changing again. But just remember, yeah, God's got this. The second thing that we learned from gymnastics this week, Simone Biles, that has been the headline the whole time, right? That Simone got the twisties, wasn't able to continue in the competition until the last final, I guess, the last apparatus final. So guys, I don't really know gymnastics. This is just what I've got. Okay. But what I really thought about there is the fact that Simone was kind of forced into a weakness. She didn't choose to have the twisties. She didn't choose, that this was how her Olympic time would go. But in her weakness, God was strong. So I don't know. I've been watching Golden on Peacock, and if you haven't watched it, it's really fun because it kind of walks alongside all these gymnasts before the Olympics, and you kind of get to see a little of their backstory. And because Simone was unable to continue in some of those competitions. Michaela Skinner, who is getting ready to retire, got to compete again in the Olympics, or got to compete in the Olympics and win a silver medal because Simone was unable to do those things. Like Suni Lee won gold in the individual all around. Now, maybe she could have, without or with Simone in the competition, but she had said she was training for silver because she didn't think she could beat Simone. And it opened up just this huge mental health conversation that would not have existed without that moment and without Simone saying, I'm going to sit in my weakness because I need to, and I need to get better, and I need to heal. So my grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in weakness is 2 Corinthians 12, 9 through 10. Therefore, I will boast all the same gladly about my weaknesses. God had a bigger purpose and a bigger plan for that. And Simone did walk away with silver. She did walk away with bronze. But yeah, God had a bigger plan there at work. In John, there is a section that talks about the blind man. And I think the Pharisees asked Jesus, like, who sinned that this man is blind? He was born blind, and they want to know who sinned, his mother, his father. And Jesus said, this happened so that the work of God might, he said neither first, he said neither, and then he said this happened so that the work of God might be displayed in his life. God worked through that moment. He did a bigger thing than what we expected or imagined. And I pray for that for you guys this week. Like, I pray that God will do just amazing, bigger things than what you expect or have planned. God will show up, guys. Bye.